everybody. Woo! Listen, this is the first time. First of all, this is your man Chris Allen coming to you live. Another episode of On the Grind. This is my first time I'm actually doing a video from my office. Y'all see that? Look at On the Grind. On Chris Allen up there. I'm excited, man. I'm in my home office. Daniela put some stuff together on me, so I'm very, very excited. Listen, I ain't been on here in a minute, so I'm just gonna get at it. I'm just gonna get to it. There's a lot of things on my heart that I want to share with you guys. Today, I want to talk to you guys about being blessed. Being blessed in the dark places. Let me ask you a question. Think about this. Think about this for a second, right? Have you guys ever really thought about what does it truly mean to be blessed? Have you ever thought about that? What does it truly mean when we say we bless? I mean, usually when we think about being blessed, what do we really mean when we do that? What do we really mean? Because in my experiences, most of the time when I hear people talk about being blessed, they're usually referencing things that has happened to them in their life, right? Or things that are happening to them in their life. Either happened or happening in their life. And that's usually when I hear the words, I'm blessed, or God is blessing me. Let me give you some examples. Perhaps you're at a job and your supervisor at your job has offered you a new position at your place of employment. That's usually when we hear the words, I'm blessed. God has blessed me with a promotion. Right? How about this? How about when you had your first child or your children? Usually that's when we say, God bless me with the child. Usually it's in referencing to what has happened in your life or usually what is happening in your life. Those are the reference or the focal points when we say, I'm blessed. Or how about this? How about you had an encounter of illness and you overcame the illness or the sickness? What do you say? What's the words? Say it with me. That's right. That's when we usually say, God bless me with the return of good health. He blessed me with that. Usually, when we use the word referencing bless, we're usually referencing in terms of what has happened to you in your life or what has happening to your life. Now, listen, don't get it twisted. Don't get me wrong. I'm all for it. I get it. Blessings and good times go hand in hand. I get it. You want to give God his reference. You want to give God the praise and the glory when something's good is going on in your life. I get it. So don't stop doing it. I'm with you. It's easy to celebrate and have gratefulness or have a grateful attitude when things in your life are going your way. It's easy. It's easy to celebrate that. In those times, we do what? We turn up. When things are going well in our life, we turn it up. We popping bottles. We throwing money. We giving God praise. We praise dance. You see people when they praise dance, we giving them the glory. But let me ask you a question. Here we go. What about when we go through really, really difficult times in our life? The difficult seasons. How about, say, referencing with your job, how about when the company is downsizing and we get laid off? Same scenario. It's difficult now because now we're laid off on our job. It's nothing to celebrate. How about when someone that you love, someone that you respected, that you thought that you was in a relationship, that you thought this is until death do us part? How about when that person turns around and walks out on you, and you have to begin life and start all over again? It was unexpected. You weren't expecting it, but it's happened to you. What happens when we go through things that we completely don't understand, and we're in that dark season, in that dark place? What do we do then? Because the reality is, all of us at some point or another, we go through a dark place, a sickness, a divorce, a loss, a child breaks our heart. We've all been through it. See, folks, let me ask you a question. See, it's easy to get discouraged or give up on our dreams, and we believe that all hope is gone when we're going through a dark season or a dark place in our life. It's easy to do that. It's easy to get discouraged. But let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. As sure as I'm a black man standing before you, I know one thing. God uses those dark seasons in our lives. He uses those dark seasons in our lives. See, these dark seasons in our life, they're a part of a divine plan. And don't get it twisted. I'm not trying to say that God set that on you and gloom and doom and all that type of stuff. No, these dark seasons are a part of a divine plan that God has set out for us. Think these dark seasons, these are seeds. And that's how I want you to look at it. I want you to look at that dark season in your life. I want you to look at that as a seed. See, let me tell you something. If you know anything about farming and all that, as long as a seed remains in the light, it cannot germinate and will never become what it truly was created to become. Long as it's in the light, it never becomes what it truly was created to become. In order for that seed to grow, that seed must be planted in the soil. It's in a dark place that that seed grows. So the potential that's inside of that seed, it can flourish. It can come to life. I want you to think about that for a second. In the same way that that seed is planted in the ground, there are seeds of greatness that is in each one of us. Seeds of greatness that are ready to blossom. Seeds of greatness that are ready to flourish and become greater than you and I could ever dream of. Some of us got some dreams so big in our life, some goals so large in our life, talents and potential that will never, ever come to flourish or come to pass if we don't put it in the dark place. It only happens in the dark place, not in the light. I want y'all to think about that. I know I'm going deep. Let me tell you something. Throughout all the scriptures, throughout the Bible, throughout all the scripture, every single person who did something great in the Bible went through a dark season in their life. Don't take my word. Go look it up. Go look it up. Everyone who became something great in the Bible had a dark season in their life. Y'all know the story of Moses. Moses made a huge mistake, man. He killed somebody. He was a murderer. He killed an Egyptian man and then buried that man. Listen, Moses spent 40 years on the backside of a desert because of that. Think about that. As Moses was spending 40 years on the backside of the desert, he was feeling as though he had blown it. His life was over. He could no longer be used of God. But let me tell you something. It was in that dark season that Moses was in that something was being saved in Moses' life. Something was being birthed. Something was being manifested. Something was germinating inside of that dark season in his life. He was being molded for greatness. In that season, he developed some things. He developed some patience. Some of y'all need to develop some patience. Man, I know I have. I asked God, give me patience, humility, strength, trust. Let me tell you something. And without that season, without that dark season that Moses had to go through, he would have never been able to do what he did. What did he do? I know you're asking, what did he do, Chris? Y'all remember he went up to that little sea, that Red Sea, and based upon his faith, based upon his trust, he raised up that rod and he did what? He parted the Red Sea. But where did he learn that from? He learned that in his dark season. He would have never been able to lead his Israelites out of slavery into that promised land if he hadn't gone through what he went through. If he hadn't been in the wilderness, if he hadn't been in that dark season, if he had not thought that he had blown it. See, y'all, let me check it. The dark season in your life is a prerequisite for stepping into your greatness. It's a prerequisite for stepping into your fullness of your destiny. It's a prerequisite, y'all. It's a prerequisite for all of us. We can't escape it. There's going to be seasons of that dark season that we got to go through in order to get to that next level. Now, you may not realize it now, but it's in the dark season where we grow. Not in the light. It's in the dark season. In this dark season, that's where your character is going to be developed. That's where God is. That's where you're going to truly learn to trust God in that dark season. You're going to learn to persevere in the dark season. You're going to learn in that dark season where your spiritual muscle is. You're not going to learn how much you can live until you put into the dark season. That's where your spiritual muscles are growing. That's where they're going to be made strong. See, some of y'all not even exercising your spiritual muscle because you don't even know what's in you. You ain't been in a dark place yet. It's in those dark seasons in your life, y'all, that you're going to reevaluate all your priorities. Things that are important to you. It's in the dark season. You're going to reevaluate that. You're not going to even know what's in you until you're in that dark season. In that dark season will allow you the opportunity to slow down. It's going to allow you the opportunity to take time with your family, right? You're going to get back a zeal for God for what's important in your life. Y'all, listen, I feel like, we all in the season. I just want to encourage y'all. I hope this message blessed you. I hope that you get something from it. I'm only a messenger. I want each and one of y'all to do well. Just know that you're not in this journey alone. I'm here with you, for you. I'm here to coach you, to inspire you, to do all those good things. I love you. I want you guys to do well. Until the next time, don't talk about it, be about it. I'm out.